Welcome to your Math 1314 weekly update. I'm sorry I didn't make a weekly update last week, but of course we all were dealing with snow and electricity outages and now water. So I hope that you're all safe. I've heard back from a lot of you, but I hope that you're safe and have been able to stay warm. Now it's above freezing, so aren't we glad? Here in Kilgore at least. So I just want to read off some announcements that I have. So first, there is a student satisfaction survey. I believe it might have to do again with modes of delivery of courses and some other things. You should have gotten emails to your Kilgore or your KC email address about that. It actually comes through the same system that course evaluations come from. So it says course eval, something like that. So be on the lookout for that if you haven't seen that. The next thing is the drop date for all Spring 1 courses is 2/26. That is this Friday. That is the last day to withdraw officially from any courses. Now, remember, there's a process that goes with withdrawing from a course. Okay, it's not just a drop, I'm done. It begins with a form that your instructor gives you that they actually have to sign. So you need to talk with your instructor, whoever that is, whether it's this class, whether it's another class. You need to talk to the instructor first. They can give you their professional opinion on what they think the likelihood of your success in that course is going to be. So, but it starts with the instructor, and then it moves on to like financial aid and student services, and eventually it ends up at the registrar's office where they officially remove you from the courses. Until it gets all the way through that process, you are still in that course. Okay, so you need to start that process now. Actually, you probably should have started it last week if that was something you're thinking about. So there's that. The next thing is about that same day, by this Thursday, I've decided the core curriculum assessment will be due. So originally it was due last week, but because of all the issues, it seems like it would just be wise to accept those through this Thursday. So please get that taken care of as soon as you can. I emailed that to you a couple of weeks ago, I believe. All right, the next thing is there are no late penalties on the Unit 3 assignments. And that is worth mentioning because if you were out of power or something like that or Wi-Fi, you weren't able to complete many of those. So you'll notice if you've looked at the calendar lately, I actually cleared off last Tuesday. Okay, so there was nothing due last Tuesday. Originally there was, but I adjusted. All right, so what it ended up after I adjusted was there was one assignment due last week. Okay, so 3.3, 3.4, dividing polynomials and zeros of polynomials. That was due last Thursday. Again, no late penalties, so continue to work on that if you haven't finished that already. I decided not to require you to complete section 3.5 on rational functions. I have my reasons, but suffice to say I was trying to take some things off the table. Now that means that objective check 3 that is due by Tuesday this week. Those by the way, I'm still talking about last week up here. All right, so objective check 3, you're only required to do PR1 through PR6. PR7 was rational equations. Ignore that one. You need to do PR1 through PR6. All right, so still thinking last week, though, you should have replied to posts in the Unit 3 forum and hopefully started reviewing. I know that may or may not have happened, so keep in mind those are things you can still keep working on. So this week is where we really care about. Objective check 3 and also objective check 1, 2A, and 2B. All of those are open until tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. So that's Tuesday the 23rd of February at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. All four of those will be open from now until then. So please plan to make time to reassess those. If you haven't looked at your feedback, though, if you haven't looked at the feedback from the previous assessments, then I would not go reassessing things. Okay, you need to know what you did wrong, how to fix it, and please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. It's what I love to do. My favorite part of my job is interacting with students and helping you make sense out of mathematical concepts. So please do me that favor and let me help you. So I hope that you have already read your feedback and that you're already planning, okay, yeah, tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon I'm going to do this, or today at noon I'm going to do this. So already start making a plan for that. Now this week, by Tuesday as well, there is one thing you have due. I'm thinking about changing. I might change something slightly. But I plan for this Tuesday for 4.1 exponents and exponential functions to be due. And then you might want to start posting in the Unit 4 forum if you get a chance. And that's only because it's the first day of that unit. Okay, you can do the posts and replies all the way up until the unit's done. So, which is actually the end of next week is when that unit is over, which is why that's right there. Reply to 2 posts by next week. Now, the rest of this week, by Thursday, you have section 4.2, logarithmic functions, and 4.3, properties of logarithms. Those are due as of right now on Thursday. And if you keep looking at the rest of our calendar, we've got a couple of sections here next week. There's 1, 2, 3 sections. And then the rest of that is just taking objective checks, reviewing for objective checks, particularly the final objective check review. And then the very last week, you have reviewing on Monday. I want to keep pointing this out. Our semester actually ends on a Wednesday, not on a Thursday. So the very last week, the review needs to be completed by Monday so that by Wednesday, so Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll be able to take the final objective check, which is your last chance to show me what you know. So again, if you have S- ratings, you need to start correcting those like now. If you have N's, you need to start figuring out what you did wrong so that you can be prepared for the final objective check. I really want that last day, that last thing that you do, to be like a celebration of the course. A heads up, on the final objective check, you're allowed to use your notes still, but I anticipate that it would be a good idea to take one sheet of paper and try to condense everything, all the big things, things you need to remember for the course. Try to condense that. If you can do that, that'll actually help you be prepared. That's studying. It's a different type of studying probably than maybe you've done, but that's a good way to study, is to prepare for that by making a condensed list of topics and different things like the x equals negative b over 2a, the quadratic formula, things like that. Writing those important things down. Also, on the final objective check, the plan, what that will look like is it's going to be one really long objective check. Okay, it's going to have questions all the way from EQ1 all the way through SE1. That's the very last objective. So let's see, I'm going to look at the one from last semester. It'll change just a little bit, but it has, how many questions is it? Let me go to the last one real quick. I've already got it pulled up, so. It has 50 questions on it, okay? So there will be probably a longer time limit for that one because 2 hours is just not enough time for that. But I'll give you more information about that as we get closer. So again, for this week, by Tuesday, Objective Check 3 and any reassessments will be due so that I can send out some new ratings. 4.1 and posting, homework assignment there, and then posting in the forums. And then by Thursday, 4.2 and 4.3. All right, well, I hope your week goes well, and I hope that you'll reach out to me with any questions because, again, that's what I love to do. So, all right, have a good week. Bye.